All right, thank you, Jay Hobbs, and thank you, UA, for all the hard work you do keeping the lights on up here. Once again, I am Mr. Game and Shout. I'm going to be sticking with you for this next run, and I've heard that we are ready to go for that. So let's throw it up to the stage. Half coordinated, let's take it away for Earth Defense Force 5.
EDF, 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 EDF. Very good, very good. I'm very proud. That's a wonderful start for your all's first day in the EDF. So you've all been enlisted. So I am expecting you all to chant, to say EDF whenever my character says EDF, whenever he screams like, whoa, or whenever I say nice, thanks, or ah ha ha, all those. Bonus points if you do the gestures or dancing, but that is not required unless you are on the back couch. So, with that, this is Earth Defense Force 5. It is a third-person shooter, kind of like a sci-fi Dynasty Warriors with giant insects and aliens instead. And we're gonna do one of the DLC sets of levels. Let's introduce ourselves. By the way, I am half coordinated.
I am sgrunt.
I'm Shed. And I'm Meldon.
Okay, and I think I am ready to go, so I will just count it down. And 3, 2, 1. EDF.
EDF. EDF. EDF.
Woo! So these first few missions will be kind of simple and repetitive. This is a New Game Plus type of category. I have a weapon called the Rapid Hound, which is very good at just firing as many missiles as possible to get just all the explosions on the screen. By the way, general photosensitivity warning if you get headaches from such things. Your movement abilities are based on what type of weapons you currently have equipped. These weapons, the Rapid Hound, they only give me a dash. I will, on my other loadout, you can have 2 sets of 2 weapons, have weapons that allow me to dash and jump, and doing those in conjunction with each other allows you to go very, very fast.
All I'm hearing right now is this is going to be very dashing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
EDF! EDF! Whoa!
Oh no, a building fell on you.
EDF!
Oh yes, by the way, when we do donation reading, if any of these things are said in donations, you all chant it then too. Just make sure everybody's on the correct page here. Yeah. So there are these giant monsters. I've heard they look like something called insects. I've never really heard of this.
Just don't let it bug you too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. EDF!
Yeah, so a whole lot of missiles, especially the first few missions. These missiles don't do a ton of damage, but they do enough, and they do enough to knock down or take out most weaker enemies in a single hit. And that's what most of the first few missions. Oh gosh, you don't have to do this yelling. You'll fire yourselves out.
Yeah,
right? And now we do our dance.
EDF! 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 EDF!
All right, and pay attention for this one here. Oh, I missed it. I'm good.
So it's okay, we have 14 more chances.
We do have 14 more chances, it's true. So we just keep on going. So I saw a comment online a while back. It wasn't directly said to me, but it was about me that said, my runs are fairly impressive as long as you ignore the accessibility talk that I do. So I'm going to talk about accessibility mid-run regarding this game, just to make sure that's as hard to avoid as possible. So what I do want to talk about first is this game has pretty good custom rebinds for the controls. And that actually allows me to not even really need the extra buttons that I have on this controller, except to make it easier to shout, which is, well, as we all know, is very important. And it's all per class, so all 4 classes you can set separately, which is just an excellent feature. It does not, however, let you change the sticks, which stick does what, and those functions. More dancing.
Yeah. EDF. 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 Hooray!
Very good.
EDF. EDF.
You know, this is just so much power to be able to get laughter on command.
Yeah.
Just like, butts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we're all having a blast here, one way or the other.
Yeah, so you'll notice I'm moving a little differently than I was through most of the first stage. This is using the dash and the jump in conjunction, as I mentioned, and then also the blast wind spears propels us forward as we fire it. So you do that. It's kind of piano the 3 inputs to go nice and quickly.
Yes, EDF.
I'm just trying to imagine like what a civilian of these cities is thinking, just seeing this fly through the air screaming and exploding everything.
Hopefully they've evacuated.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Considering what we do to the buildings earlier.
Yeah, there's times when I sit here wondering who's the real threat here. Is it the aliens or is it the EDF?
EDF.
Oh, I was early.
Yeah.
So you can interrupt that and just get like 1 or 2 letters, and I want you all to pay attention if that happens. It's a challenge mode for all of you. This mission is very similar to the previous ones, except we can't really kill the teleportation ships this one. They'll be dropping down some stuff for us. So we're gonna just go with some donations with Game & Show.
All right. Thank you, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and start it off, nice and easy here with the Yeti coming in for $10,000.
EDF. EDF.
Hey, all, Yeti here. Had to donate and support Half Coordinated's amazing EDF 5 run. Let's go!
EDF.
I've also got $100 here from BV. Another AGDQ, another amazing half run. Time to cheer on our valiant runner. Now wait for me on this one. EDF! EDF! EDF!
DF.
There you go, DF.
Yes. Now, by the way, you all don't have to do this one, but I want to do some sit-ups. Ate IHOP earlier. Like, really got to burn off some calories with the squad here.
EDF.
Okay. Okay, I think we'll be good. More donations.
All right, $25 from Max and Chachi. EDF!
EDF. EDF.
I've also got $5 from Beautiful. It's time to be calm, be bold, and raise our guns. EDF!
EDF.
Yes, that is actually a part of the song. I did forget to mention, right before the start of this run, I tweeted out the lyrics to the main song in this game, and we will sing it during the last mission. So if you go to twitter.com/halfcoordinated or @halfcoordinated if you're using the app, you can find those lyrics, and it's an image. You could save it, have it just prepared and ready to go. I'm giving you all a good chance because I know connection in this room isn't the best. So just try and get those ready. So it's paramount to our success to drive off the alien threat. This is the only time, by the way, we see the Greys aliens in this particular set of levels. They're normally a big thing in the main storyline, which, by the way, the main storyline is absolutely as silly as possible, and I encourage you all to experience it yourselves.
But as far as the DLC is concerned, it's a bit of a gray area for them.
You're not wrong.
EDF!
We got one. We got one. I'm so happy.
The organization's name has changed to Earth.
We have to be a little bit down to earth here, after all.
Okay, so these teleportation ships I can defeat, but they don't open up until I kill a certain number of enemies, which is that number in particular that just happens.
EDF!
All right, and we got all of them. Now we just need to clear up a little bit with the hounds.
Who did let the dogs out?
Who did? I'm letting out 12 per second.
It's a lot of dogs.
So many dogs.
The dogged defense of Earth.
Whoa!
Hooray!
ED!
We're back up to Earth defense now, apparently.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So we're going to switch weapons. I've been using the Dexter automatic shotgun. Excellent weapon. We're going to be using the Hellflame revolver this next mission. Something particular about this weapon is it has constant heavy recoil. In fact, if you were to equip two of them and fire them both at once, you would not be able to look anywhere but straight up. So I have to constantly adjust to be able to actually hit pretty much anything. Just you know, keep that in mind.
EDF!
Okay. A lot of enemies here. Kind of hoping that it works out. The green ants in particular, the smaller ones, are very good at kind of just picking you up and tossing you, which can cost an effective amount of time.
EDF!
Yeah! EDF!
But the flamethrower has a range of like 96 meters, which is a pretty good. Can deal up to 50 damage per hit and fires 20 times a second. As long as the game isn't slowing down from too much stuff being on the screen, which happens occasionally, even though this is the PC version. Let's see. Can you get another donation, perhaps?
EDF!
All right, I've got $25 from Bench Toast. EDF!
EDF!
I'll donate another 25 if I can get in. Oh, we are the valiant infantry from the couch.
Oh, we are the valiant infantry.
You'll have to wait to the end to get more of that.
Yes, you will get more of that, absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. There's no way that you will not. The final mission, the main target, is invincible for over a minute. So why not just have a song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I do have an absurd amount of health, so I can kind of just spin in a circle. Helps us go pretty quickly. Still kind of just love this movement. It's part of what I really love about the Fencer.
It's very moving.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to do. The class, as I mentioned in the interview before, Spider-Man is kind of billed as a slow, heavy class, but this definitely goes faster than any other class can move.
Yeah, there's another class that's just like built for it.
EDF!
Movement and such, and it's way slower than that.
Yes, the Wind Diver definitely goes slow.
We're all
I
about
finally
going
looked
faster
over
up
at the
here.
back couch. You guys are doing great. Wonderful folks. So we're going to switch back to the Dexter shotgun, because we need a little more range than the 96 meters for this next mission.
Report the casualties.
Now, you may be concerned that, that we're shooting people because of how much these enemies just look like humans.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
But
gonna ask about
yeah, don't worry, they are aliens.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're aliens. I know they look just like us, but
They look exactly like I do.
Exactly. They have 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs, exactly like humans. But, you know, they're a little taller, I think.
Their height is out of this world.
That could just be a camera trick.
It could be a camera trick, it's true. So these enemies are like introduced to this DLC. Well, the humanoids, are not new, but the fact that they have armor is new. And normally that would mean they would take multiple hits every time to defeat. That one did a flip. We're proud of them. Yeah. But just a whole lot of moving around quickly and taking these wonderful, gigantic, not humans down. So we do use the Rapid Hounds a little bit here, mostly just for the monsters, because what are insects anyway? I will kind of spoil in the main story. It's kind of presented as if insects don't exist on this planet. So these are not called spiders that I'm approaching. They are called Aggressor Beta, I believe.
Literally no one in the game knows what any of these look like the entire time.
No, it's wonderful.
They're all very confused about it.
Yep. They just call them monsters. It's fine. Okay. Getting almost through this mission here. Just one more group. Maybe a donation while I finish this mission off.
Sounds good. I have $300 from Daddy Longbeard.
Hey, Dad.
Even though you are our son, we're not going to use a cheesy pun. Since you're running around shooting your gun, trying to have a fast speed run, just save the Earth and have some fun. Peace out, Daddy Longbeard and Mom. P.S. EDF!
EDF!
Kick cancer's butt.
We'll do our best. That is my dad, by the way. Love you so much, Dad. And we are switching weapons to a name that I love, the 38mm Rage Cannon. I'm so happy we get to use that, just how massive that is. I believe you mentioned to me, Game & Shout, how large that actually is.
Yeah, 38 mil, that's like 1.5 inches.
Yeah, 1.5 rounds wide. That's
Firing pure rage at them.
yes.
Very
So
big
we
gun.
get to use this for this particular mission because there's these teleporting pylons, and we just want to take those out from afar. Works out really nicely for us. Interesting thing about this weapon is that the recoil is a random direction every time. That's not really how guns work as far as I understand, but this is the EDF, so it's fine.
It doesn't have to make sense.
No, it doesn't. And then the rest of these we'll just kind of throw some missiles at. Although at the end, I'm very much looking forward to the dance. One thing I haven't been doing with the dance is you can kind of change your weapon equipped while you're dancing, and then it'll show up in the dance. So y'all are going to enjoy some Rage Cannon dancing that I hope you'll really get into.
EDF!
Oh, we got one Silver Spider. They take more hits than most enemies, so just losing some time for no reason is great. So we're gonna dance with the Rage Cannon. Yeah! Woo! Woo!
Swing some
If anyone
turrets
wants to
or-
draw some fan art, I'd love to see Rage Cannon dancing fan art. Just throwing that out there. Be a big fan of that. So we're gonna switch on back now to the shotgun here. Okay, and we're also going to be getting the Hellfame revolver again, and now we're going to equip the Jackhammer MBF, which is basically a giant clawed fist on a piston, with brilliant weapon design.
I assume we're still not going to get a chance of MBF, though.
No, probably not.
Aw.
Confirm unit battle. We're heading over
EDF!
So a nice thing about, there are many nice things about the Jackhammer MBF. It doesn't really have any extra recoil, so it doesn't affect the recoil when I'm using the flamethrower. So it doesn't do anything for that. It also, if you'll notice, it does have a very nice amount of ammo that is very useful and helpful, and it actually shoots the same exact distance as the Hell Flame revolver, and I'm just really thankful, you know, for its existence. So one thing that's really nice about this game, in that accessibility is accessible design is often good design, just straight up. So these enemies, whenever you kill any enemy, they have one sound that they make when they're defeated. So you can more easily tell in the hectic sense of things when an enemy has been defeated. And they also, unless their body is in multiple pieces, which is a pretty good sign that they're no longer with us, they will assume one single death pose. Despite that, I often end up just aiming by the radar in the top right. So if you ever wonder, how is he seeing what's going on? I'm not. I'm looking at little dots. There is a problem with that accessibility-wise, though, in that the green dots for items and the red dots for enemies, if you have Dunopria, the most common kind of color blindness, appear the same color. So that's not so great. But it's okay. Maybe they'll do better in the future. Oh, I am in a parking garage. We're just
parking our giant fist.
3 more aliens out there. 2 more aliens out there.
Can I get a quick donation in?
1 more alien out there.
absolutely.
All right, I've got $10 from Grand Beast Ultra. What's an EDF member's favorite document format? PDF! PDF!
PDF.
Okay, so we get to keep this same weapon loadout for the next several missions. You notice when I select each mission, I actually select the difficulty each time. Again, that's a very nice accessibility feature. You're never locked into a difficulty that might be too much for you. I do have to select hard each time, but you know, if that was too much, you can select easy, or if you want more challenge, you can select Inferno, which I did have to play to get these weapons that I'm using in order to unlock those. So this mission here, it's all silver spiders. They have a pretty high amount of health, as I mentioned earlier. We're kind of just corralling them now, kind of just trying to get them to group together because there are so many. And there's one real big boy.
Hello.
Hello. Goodbye. So now we're kind of gonna spin and we're gonna shoot fire as we take those down.
So what you're saying is it's time to get fired up about
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
This might be the lowest we've seen your health yet.
I almost got to half.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned at the start of the run, this is pretty much how I play normally. So if you thought that me playing one-handed was an extra challenge run, not really, no. So you're just getting standard me, and we didn't get hand cam. If you want to see hand cam, though, I always have that up on my own stream at twitch.tv/halfcoordinated. Yes. Which I can just heavily recommend. I might be biased.
I think I may have heard of this person.
Maybe. Let's fight together, y'all. That's what they said.
I think you're more
We did it.
EDF! EDF!
Okay, this mission is going to be a whole bunch of again, not humans. that we are facing.
That sounds a bit of a tall tale to me.
Yeah, perhaps.
I still don't believe you. They really look like humans.
They really look like humans.
I'm very unconvinced.
Please just take my word for it, I guess. I'm losing confidence in my assessment.
Now there's a six-pack of humans.
So the blast hole spear, not only does it fire 2 shots at once, which is very good, it also goes through enemies. The flamethrower also does that, so they both penetrate, so you can hit all the enemies just in that range that the weapon has, which is very handy. So let's have a donation or two, I think.
Helps if I hit the right button. All right.
That might.
Right? Let's do an anonymous $1,000 donation.
Woo!
With the comment, the EDF deploys.
EDF deploys.
I've also got V-Psycha coming in with $20 for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. PCF! 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 Woo! Time for one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's do $250 from the goalie Dan. Hey, Half, sorry I've been nearly absent lately and haven't gotten any semblance of EDF puns at the ready. However, it should be obvious that I've got plenty of hobbable ones still ready for the Tiker-ing. Congrats to GDQ for 10 awesome years and Half for many inspiring runs. Now let's vanquish cancer. Oh, and honk!
Okay, we'll allow that honk.
That's the one for this run.
That was the one. We got that honk in. Okay. All right, we just kind of get these as they spawn. Oh, they pushed me back. Not quite as close as I would like. It's fine though, again, flamethrower is very good.
Glad they decided not to push the issue.
Yeah, you know, very polite about it. Understanding. They really are just like us. And yeah, no, I can't see what's happening, but I'm facing a red dot. Oh, I'm facing upwards. That's the problem. There we go. I wasn't correcting there.
Hooray! Hooray!
Okay, we're gonna have one more mission with this particular weapon loadout. Start of the mission, we're gonna be destroying teleporters. No, wait, that's the next mission. Okay, never mind. This one is spawn killing.
The mission.
Yes, indeed. Gonna do a whole bunch of this.
Good.
Hope you all like pink.
We're all tickled pink to see it.
Yeah. Into the range. I think they're in range. I think we're there.
Thanks.
EDF!
I unfortunately can't counter the recoil while I'm queuing up a yell, so I do apologize.
EDF! 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 Oh!
Okay. That one's just gonna have to wait. We have to go. We have places to be. Okay. That red dot. Okay, it's pretty good.
Shoot at the left. We hit it. You
Did I just take a moment to appreciate the theremin in the music?
Oh yeah, theremin music. It's very good. Thank you for bringing it up. I love that this game uses it. The presentation of this game is just such spot-on B-movie, and it's perfect, and everything I want in life.
All of the NPC dialogue is fantastic.
Absolutely. I did mess up a little bit. I forgot to reload my flamethrower, so that these enemies kind of got to bounce around a little bit. But it's okay. We'll still be fine.
We understand if we're starting to get a bit burnt out here.
Yeah.
Oh. You've been rolled over.
Yes, by a giant kill bug. It's fine. You know, I forgot that there were grays in this mission, and I said there weren't in any other mission. These are like extra heavy armor grays. Just fight with me. Yay.
Well done, guys.
EDF! 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 EDF!
E.
I had a few too many letters there.
Just a couple. It's okay. I forgive you. So this is a mission where we'll have the teleportations that happen to look like something called ant hills that I hear are common in our world.
What's an ant?
I don't know.
Never heard of them.
No. But we're gonna take out these. Oh gosh, what were they called? Oh no, these 8-legged things with webbing that they. Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm drawing a blank here.
But anyway, we have to take those out. They're threads that they shoot at us. They can go through walls and start pulling us. And that's a big problem, so we're really trying to take them out before we do other things.
That sounds a bit off the wall to me, but let's go with it.
We don't have a
Through the
choice.
wall.
So we're trying to make sure we get all of them here. So I know I'm using like all these to just like yell EDF, which is really important, but there's actually a whole lot of dialogue options that you can use that actually convey other messages that you could use in co-op, and that actually really helps this game's accessibility for deaf and mute players because they can use a lot of those pre-made messages very quickly and select those to communicate with other players in online play. So kudos to them for that. However, this game has no subtitles for the main dialogue. So
Pluses and minuses, I guess.
pluses and minuses. This is a pretty budget game, but like the point I'd like to make with this though is even though this game is made on a very small budget, they get a good bit of accessibility stuff right, and others it's more of this seems like they were just not aware. So often it is an issue of awareness. So yeah, I kind of corralled all the enemies just through that cave. It would have been one of those places where, again, if you were colorblind, it would have been a little hard to tell how many enemies were left because of just so many items that dropped. By the way, the items that drop are how you get new weapons in this game and also how you increase your armor value. I get 0.8 armor point for each of these red armor boxes that I pick up. So I've picked up a few of those.
Yeah, you can see the total value that half has in the top left there. It's a lot of those.
It's a lot of
A
those.
lot of
And you're not even guaranteed to have it apply to this class. It actually
Yeah.
gives you among all classes. I've played this game a little bit. Okay, so now we're actually going to switch weapons again. We're going to re-equip the Rapid Hound, and we're also going to get the FH29RE mortar. It's a rapid fire mortar, so we can hit some stuff that is rather far away with precision. None of my weapons have super far range. Other than that, that I've equipped. Notice these Deroys, they're good friends. We're just gonna take those out with the mortars, hopefully. Hopefully. We might not be fully successful. It's fine. These ones are close enough that I can shoot them with the shotgun, thankfully. Oh yes, by the way, again, a reminder, if you haven't already, and you're in the crowd, pull up the lyrics to the song. For the EDF song, at my Twitter, at halfcoordinated. It was the last tweet I made. And I mean, while you're there, you could also drop me a follow. Just kidding. Unless. Yes, absolutely get ready for the song that will be coming up here. In a couple of missions. We're on 13 out of 15. Just trying to give you all good advance warning. The lyrics are formatted to be pretty much 16 by 9, so if you hold your phone sideways, it should be nice and big and legible. It'll be a good time, I promise. Also, EDF.
EDF!
Had to make sure to take out these larger frogs here. The next wave will not spawn.
What's a frog?
I don't know what a frog is. It's a word that popped in my head, just gibberish. I'm known for saying gibberish from time to time. So, yeah. And their children, for some reason, called tadpoles, which I don't know. So, yeah, the next wave did spawn. Let's have some donations, I'd say, for a little bit here.
Alrighty. Let's start with $100 from Siren X. Hi, Half Coordinated. Thank you for your wonderful personality and your awesome speed runs. Watching your runs helped me stay positive while my mom was fighting cancer for the last 2 years. I hope you'll have a ponderful run today. Whoa! 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 I also have $250 from Kaiser. Hey, a half and AGDQ. Saw that Half Coordinated was running at a somewhat reasonable time for me and had to donate now that I have the money for it. Love your work for accessibility in gaming, so keep on being awesome. EDF!
EDF! EDF!
EDF!
EDF!
I love all of you. So, fun fact about these enemies, if they go out of bounds, they become invincible. Just pure invincibility until they come back in bounds, and that one was actually very close.
What a curious mechanic.
Yeah, it's not that way for all enemies either. Like, organic type enemies, not the case. They don't become invincible, but it seems that the Deroys and walking bases, which we'll see later, are invincible while they're out of bounds. Just because. Why not?
Their defenses have boundless possibilities, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But only boundless. If there are bounds, it'll work.
Okay, we got all the Deroys. Good. Can be a little hassle here. So one thing, I had to be careful earlier on to not have any of the in-game squad follow me, even though I know that makes, yelling. But because then they would be stuck in the mountain, and these big flying enemies would be just stuck in the mountain instead of right in my face. I want them right here where I can take them down nice and fast. So. But now they can join my squad, and that's fine. The shotgun does do more damage close up than far away, so trying to get as close as I can as I fire here.
EDF! Eat!
All right.
I like how with the movement here, you can basically fly yourself.
Yes, pretty much. And again, this goes way faster than anything else in the game can go. It's one of the big reasons to do it.
EDF!
ED. It's one of the big reasons we do a New Game Plus run is because in order to do multiple jumps and dashes in a row, we need certain equipment that we don't have until later in the game. So we wouldn't be moving nearly as fast. So this next mission, though, is going to be like all movement and firing the Rapid Hound at a whole bunch of golden aggressors. And so let's just do donations. Again, reminder to pull up the lyrics from my tweet, though, for the very next mission.
All right, sounds good. Let's start with $100 from random numbers, which is random numbers, but apparently without any of the vowels. It's easy. I see Half Coordinated running a game. I donate. I have thoroughly enjoyed every game I've seen you run at any GDQ. Putting this to FF6 because I want the marathon to run for longer. Keep on gaming, my man. Also, a quick update on Final Fantasy VI. We are currently at a little over $13,000 out of $100,000 that we need for that. We have this game and DMC5 after it, and that's all the time we've got. So if you want to see that run happen, get in some donations for it.
Absolutely.
I have $10 from Modlishka. Half Coordinated is such a positive guy. EDF hype! Hey? Much love from Poland. I have $25 from an Investigation Cone. So glad I could catch one of my favorite people running my favorite game. Let's beat cancer through early detection and beat giant insects with giant missiles. EDF!
EDF! EDF!
Keep going.
All right. Henny sends in $200. I have not been able to really donate money since I'm at the event this time, so I'll just throw all the money I wanted to donate throughout the week at Half Coordinated because he is amazing. EDF!
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 That's not true.
Thank you, Henny, by the way, and everyone else, really, thank you so much for... it's all going to a good cause while, you know, we're defending the Earth and they're stopping cancer, so those are both very important things. Really kind of coexist. But go ahead and do some more donations. There's more...
Oh, boy.
Needs to go.
All right. I've got $5 from Gardeford. $5 EDF train, anyone?
EDF.
EDF!
EDF!
I've got $10 here from Nans. Hi, Half. I just wanted to say, EDF!
EDF!
Keep up the great work, GDQ. Sending love from Brazil. And then I've got $250 from ABH. Hey, Half. I've been waiting for you to be at GDQ since your Near Automata run at SGDQ2020. I didn't have the money to donate during that run, but I've been holding on to this one for 2.5 years straight. Near Automata. Love watching you run, and your tenacity is an inspiration to everyone. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. ED Half!
I'm sorry, that was too good. I'm so glad they didn't forget it.
Can I get a That's 2 hours that we killed them.
EDF!
EDF!
You watch too much.
Okay, so the next mission, again, the main target is invincible at the start. I hope y'all have my tweet up or that image saved or up, because we're going to sing. So we will do up here on stage, we'll do the odd numbered lines, and y'all in the crowd will do the even numbered lines. Those are highlighted and in bold in the image. So I hope y'all are ready for it.
You want me in on that too?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Don't let your guard down.
Okay.
I'll leave it to you.
Oh,
We are the valiant infantry. We're the alpha team with passion and camaraderie. It's only with our sacrifice that mankind can still exist down here in paradise. High in the air, our comrades fight, dashing through the sky now like a million volts of light. Now pick up our weapons, off we go, firing at the flying saucer, shooting down our foe.
EDF! EDF!
beautiful.
Whoa!
Beautiful.
Well done.
Well done, everyone. Like, I expected none of that to be audible. So thank you. Y'all exceeded my expectations. I'm so proud and so happy. Thank you all so much for joining the EDF today.
I want to appreciate how last mission we were in like this wide open area, and now we're back to destroying the city again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, granted, they're doing that too, but
Oh, I forgot to do a weapon switch. It should be okay. It's a bit late now for me to go back and restart the mission. And I do have options, so. I was a little preoccupied with making sure we were all on board with singing.
singing is more important.
Definitely.
Fine.
Obviously. Also, I'm sorry for all the bright lights. They're very bright. My apologies. So this is set to open at least 3 times. Sometimes it can be 2, but I basically can't kill it earlier. So I'm just doing damage to get damage and make sure it's ready at that 3rd opening to go down nice and quick.
I'm also now looking at the mini-map and getting very worried.
Yeah, a lot of those on the mini-map are actually just on top of the walking base. They can't even shoot at us, but we can lock on to them, which isn't great either.
Stay there. Laser, I'll leave the front to you.
EDF!
Oh, it's open. Okay, I need to. Oops. It's fine. I'm paying good attention, and I am a speedrunner. Okay. That was probably plenty. Again, with how strong my weapons are, again, they're Inferno-rated weapons, which is higher difficulty than hard. It should go down in 1, but it's just really gated, so we can't have that. Open fire.
Oh! EDF!
Let's start. Engage. Fire.
It's fine. Okay.
Boom.
Yay!
Woohoo! So that's destroyed. We have to basically clean up a lot of other stuff in the meantime. We're probably going to get a lot of enemy spawns here because I ran out of jumps. Normally I would hit this with the mortar, which I forgot to switch to. So, but that's just fine. We just have a few more friends. Yay, friends.
Yay!
We have
Hooray!
some fireworks ready for them.
Hooray!
Oh gosh. I'm so glad y'all were all in on the yelling because I have a cold. It was gonna be a rough time if I had to really carry that myself. You're lifesavers, really.
World savers. We're in the EDF now.
You are. EDF.
EDF!
Okay, that's all of them. Now we just have a few more humanoids to take care of, and it'll be all done. So, I just want to say y'all have been really nice.
Nice.
And
Thanks.
for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you to Shed, Mel, and sgrunt on the couch. Thank you to the backup dancers on the back couch. You all have really put in some work today, and it just has to be appreciated so much.
EDF!
Oh, they are certainly in the spot. And last enemy. One more dance party. Can we get any? Oh, in time, by the way. Congratulations to the EDF. EDF, 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 PCF, 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 PCF.
All right, let's hear it one more time for Half on that amazing run. Thank you so much. I am still catching up on donations from that one. We've got $50 here from So Many Bits. Maybe these bugs would go down more easily if the EDF had Magitech armor. And on that note, y'all are making some amazing progress on that FF6 incentive. We are already up to almost $16,000 out of that $100,000. We've only got the DMC5 run between now and then. And with that, we are going to go for a couple of ads. We will be back with you shortly.
How many years have I waited for the one they called the Warrior of Light? If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. Become what you must. Become the Warrior of Darkness.
Looking to up the game at your next convention? From esports to PCs and consoles old and new, World 9 Gaming aims to provide the best video gaming experience to events in the Midwest and beyond. Proud equipment partner of Games Done Quick for over 5 years, World 9 is ready to take your event to the next level. For booking, check us out on Facebook and Twitter, or email world9gaming@gmail.com. And welcome back. This is Awesome Games Done Quick 2020, coming to you live from Orlando, Florida. It looks like we are ready over on the interview stage. They've got the Final Fantasy VI runner over there for a chat, so let's go ahead and throw it that way.
Hey everybody, this is Feasel here with Neerrm,
Hello.
who might be running Final Fantasy VI, maybe, coming up after Devil May Cry 5, which is the next game. But see, whether or not we see this run, it all depends on you. This is a bonus game. That means that it is an incentive. You actually have to donate to get this run into the marathon. And you have throughout the rest of this next run in order to do that. So please hit that donate button, get to it, get that game chosen as your incentive that you want to put it towards, because without that, you're not going to see any of the stuff that we're going to be talking about here in this interview. But thank you for joining me. I really hope your run makes it, although I know it will. You guys have it covered, I know that.
I hope so too.
Sure. So tell me, this category that you're running is called Any % New Game Plus. Now, I didn't realize there was a New Game Plus in Final Fantasy VI. So where did that come from?
So New Game Plus, the run all starts being able to take a certain property out of a save file and take that into a new game. I won't go into the property just yet because that's probably a little too much in detail, but it's definitely an interesting run that I can almost guarantee you've never seen before.
So in this category, this is, I mean, we've never seen it on stage. We've never seen it in a GDQ.
Correct.
This is a fairly new category. When was this category created and who was involved in making it?
So there was a man in Japan by the name of Eddie, who is a Japanese tasser, glitch finder, glitch hunter, and he came up with a real-time route that did this, and this was only in August. So this run is about 5 to 6 months old. And he did it on the Japanese version, and then myself and LCC adapted it to the English version, and it's really neat.
Really? So you could say this is probably one of the newest runs
Absolutely.
that's making it into this marathon. Well, that's pretty impressive. So this category's got a lot of things that you don't really see in any other categories of the game, right? I think that's kind of one of the selling points of it. That you're going to get to see a lot of unique stuff. So do you have some examples that you're willing to share with us?
There's a lot I'm not willing to share, but there's definitely a lot of glitches in the run. We have the ability to skip certain cutscenes. We have the ability to make NPCs spawn and despawn, all kinds of fancy things, wrong warps, you name it. Yeah, there's just a lot to see throughout the entire run, and I hope you get to see it because I really want to show it off.
Yeah, so it sounds like this is going to be something that's appealing even to people who have seen plenty of Final Fantasy VI runs. This really doesn't seem like it's anything like what they've seen before.
Yeah, a lot of people will probably say, you can beat Final Fantasy 6/3 in under 30 minutes, you're crazy.
Right.
And I can do it, and I can show it off, and I think there's a lot to see for Final Fantasy fans and non-Final Fantasy fans alike.
Well, that's great. Yeah, about half an hour for Final Fantasy, a SNES Final Fantasy run's impressive. So do you think this is a volatile run? Is there a lot of risk in it for you as a runner?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So there are a lot of frame perfect tricks, a lot of like buffered setups or in like step routes where if I take one step off the route, then it's all blow up and I'll have to go to a backup or something like that. So it's definitely a volatile run, but I'm putting a lot of practice and I'm hoping we can get through it.
All right. Well, that's cool. It's always kind of nice to see a little element of risk, some high stakes in the run. I'm sure, makes you probably a little bit more nervous than if it was, guaranteed win. But I don't know. It'd be fun for all of us regardless of what happened. Oh, wow. We already jumped up $1,000 towards that goal. So let's keep at it. Remember, everyone, you got it. Yeah, right. Get excited because you got to donate to make this thing happen. This is all on you now.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So you come from a background of Final Fantasy IV.
That's correct.
Not 6, right? So is this really the first Final Fantasy VI run you've done?
Yeah, I've done a lot of Final Fantasy VI like routing changes. Whenever we find something new in Final Fantasy VI, I'll usually jump in and at least try to help out and find new strategies there. But most of my Final Fantasy speedrunning experience has been in Final Fantasy IV. So this is the first Final Fantasy VI category I've really, started taking to and actually doing runs of.
So you've been working on Final Fantasy IV for a while now, but you say you've been kind of helping with routing and strat finding in Final Fantasy VI. So you're just involved in that, even though you'd never run the game.
Yeah, that's correct. Huh. It's just I've always loved a lot of the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy games, and nostalgia for me, and it's just really cool to get into the inner workings and see if we can figure out just how to complete the game faster. 4 or 6, it's all a good time.
So this was sort of the run that really made you just make that jump. Like, okay, I'm actually going to do a run of this and not just, talk about it in StratFind.
Yep, it's a lot of, it's really like the perfect culmination of glitches just to make it go fast. And it's a really short run too, so once you actually get it down, you can, 20, 30 minutes, you can do an attempt, and, normal runs are 3 to 4 hours, so
Sure.
That's a lot more feasible for somebody with a lot of time, for sure.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's pretty appealing, I think, to someone to be able to run a SNES Final Fantasy game, but in a pretty short amount of time. I think that's kind of a barrier to a lot of people getting into something like this, is it's such a long run, I don't want to commit to something that long. So for people who are interested in this run and want to do it for themselves, I guess you have a guide, or you have some resources to help people get started?
Yeah, so I've written a guide. It's as detailed as I can possibly make it. It's on speedrun.com if you go into the guide section. It's got animated GIFs and you name it. Everything's detailed there. All the glitches are laid out, and hopefully somebody will pick it up and run with it and have a good time with it.
That's great. I appreciate when someone puts in the detail work to really, make something readable and well documented. Congratulations for documenting your work. Not everyone does that. So Final Fantasy IV that was your first speed game?
Yes.
Okay. And then how did you get started running that?
So I watched Opta Jr. At Awesome Games So Quick. I think it was 2014.
Oh, yeah.
And he ran Chrono Trigger. And then, after I had seen that, I think I caught it on YouTube or something. And then I went to his channel, and he was running Final Fantasy IV. And then at that time, they had just found a new strategy that involved like an entirely different route, and it was faster. And I was like, oh, that looks neat. Hey, this speedrunning thing looks pretty cool. I'll give it a shot. And, a couple months later, I was competing with the best of them. So it was a pretty unique time in Final Fantasy IV history in general, because a lot of the time was going down from 20, 30 minutes. It ended up getting cut. So it was definitely a really cool time to get involved, and I definitely benefited from it.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like we've jumped up yet another 1,000 towards that goal. So we're getting there little by little, right? And remember, you have throughout the duration of Devil May Cry to do this. This run would be happening after the Devil May Cry run. So, keep at it. We're getting there. Now, this is the third GDQ run you've done of all. So do you think that compared to those others, how does this compare? Is it riskier, higher pressure? What do you think?
Oh, my first run was Shipu Iron Leaguer, and basically nobody's heard of that game ever, so I can make a mistake in that game and nobody would really know. And then the last one I did last year was Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, which was a randomizer run, and it was a 4-person race. So the focus wasn't necessarily always on me. So this is definitely the highest pressure. It's also probably the highest execution of the 3 runs that I've done. So it'll be an interesting run. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that it gets in. And remember that is up to you. This is bonus block 4 games, so you have to donate to get this in. And we're getting there. It's climbing and climbing.
Yeah.
Don't forget, during the course of this next run, get your donation in, put it towards this incentive, because that's the only way we're going to get to see this unique, never-before-seen way of running Final Fantasy VI. So that's all the time we have. I want to thank you very much for chatting with me.
Thank you, Feasel.
And best of luck on your run, which I know is going to make it in there. I know people are going to come through on this one.
I sure hope so. Thank you, people.
All right. Well, coming up next, Devil May Cry 5, being run by DE Cosmic.
All right, thank you very much. And Eternal Enigma here on the mic to host Devil May Cry 5, coming up by DE Cosmic. Who's ready for Devil May Cry 5?